like on the first one, we can start at 3, go to positive 3. Okay. Go up 5, right 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Draw a nice straight line. And draw the line all the way through the entire graph. Make sure it goes both directions. And put an arrow on either end. And we can go to -7, down 7. And this one's going to be, well, if you put the negative on top, it will be down 5, right 6. So we have two options. We have put the negative on top. Right? You can only go one or the other. So if we put it on top, that would be down 5, right 6. But from here, you can't go down 5, right 6, right? So that means we should probably put the negative on the bottom. We should go 5 over -6. And that would mean up 5, left 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 6. And there you go, there's the intersection. Straight in. Of course, after all that, don't forget to write your answer down. So it's the intersection right here at, let's see here, which one is this? Is this -2 comma -6? Is that right? Is that the right intersection? Or is it -6 comma -2? Which one is it? Yeah, so it's always x, right? Then y. So -6 comma -2. The order is important. What kind of line is y equals -2? What's the slope of that line? So recall that if there is no x, that means the slope is 0. It's like 0x minus 2. The y-intercept is at -2, but you don't go up and over at all. Or you don't go up at all, you just go over. So that is a horizontal line. Which means I already know the answer, partial answer is something comma -2. So it has to intersect on this line, and every single one of those coordinates, right? Every single one of these is something comma -2. So the line's going to cross somewhere on there. And you go ahead and grab the second one. Start at 7. Right here. And once again, this should be up 9, right 7. But we can't go up 9, it goes off the graph. So we have to use the fact that 9 over 7 is the same as -9 over -7. Those are equal to each other, right? These would cancel out and equal a positive and get this. So I can also go down 9 and left 7, and that will work as well. I'll go down 9 and left 7. And sure enough, that's go across. And write your coordinate. We're at -7 comma -2. -7 comma -2. All right, go ahead and do number 3. See how that goes for yourself. Pay attention to detail. That's where all the attention and effort should go to. We know how to graph, we know slope, we know y-intercept. So focus on details so we're not making any small mistakes. Try number 3. I'm going to check on it. Take a look. Start at 1. Go up 1. Right 3. And we can go in both directions. Now this is a straight line. There we go. And then we can go start at 9, bottom of 9. And once again, we cannot go up 3 and right, up 5, right 3. That goes off the graph. So we have to use its equivalent and go down 5 and left 3. Down 5, left 3. Down 5, left 3. Down 5, left 3. And we have intersection right here at -6, comma, -1. So never go off the graph, and like if it only goes up to 10, do not create 11, 12, 13, or anything like that. You have to use its equivalent and go the other direction. Okay? Because 5 over 3 is equivalent to -5 divided by -3. So both equal the same thing. Once we get to 4, that's where you have to recall how to solve for y. Okay? So we have to take this and just maybe rewrite it off to the side. Right, and recall how to go through those steps. So we can do 3y equals -x plus 9. Okay. Make sure you always put that -x right after the equals. Divide both sides by 3. There's a -1 in front of the x. So write it as -1/3 x. And then 9 divided by 3 is +3. Start at 3. Go down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. Remember, if you have a negative slope, it should be going down. And use the other one. Subtract 4x on both sides. Again, it's always about getting y by itself. 3y -4x plus 60 divided by 3 everywhere. We have y equals -4 over 3x plus 6. Let's start at 6. Go down 4 and right 3. Right there. Do it a few more times. And draw your line all the way across the page. 3, comma 2. Flip it over. Go ahead and try number 5. Graph number 5, see what it looks like. On number 5, after you do the work and you go ahead and graph it, start at -4. Again, we cannot go down 8. So what I'm going to do is put the negative on the bottom and have it 8 over -3. So that's up 8, left 3. So if you go up 8, that will be at +4 and left 3. So there's the first line. It's off by a little bit. Let's get that on. There we go. In. There we go. And then here, if we start at +2, this time we can go down 8, right 3. So down 8 would be right here, over 2, over 3. There we go. And graph that. And you notice, you might be able to pick this up in the beginning, that, well, if these slopes are the same, that means they're going to move up and over the same amount. They're never going to run into each other if they're moving up and over the same amount. It's kind of like two cars starting at two different places, going the same exact speed. One's never going to catch up with the other. So if our answer is where these intersect, right, the answer has been in all the past problems where they intersected, right? And if two lines don't intersect, that means you don't have an answer. There is no answer. So you just write no solution. Write no solution. Go ahead and work on 6, 7, and 8. Finish those up, then I'll come around and check on them. Once you're done, I'll give you your homework. Please check the remaining ones here. Number 6, you should have -5, -6. So watch the dividing by -5. The negative over negative becomes positive, and -5 divided by -5 is +1. On the last two, remember, if you have only an x, you don't have a y variable, that's a vertical line. There's no y-intercept, there's no slope. It's undefined slope. So if you see an equation that has only x in it, like right here, right, you have to remember that, well, it's x equals, so we start on the x-axis and go to -5 and draw the vertical line. So small but important details. Nothing that's new, but maybe it's been a while. We have to know every little detail. So if we mess up on one little negative or one little detail, the lines don't intersect at the correct place, and we can have a wrong graph. Okay? If you get stuck, what can you do? Go back to your reliable, trusted friend here, Desmos, right? And you can just type in, like on number 8, if you weren't sure how to do that, you can actually just type in the question, -30 equals -x plus 5y, and it will give you the graph. You know, you still have to convert it, but at least you can know if you're doing them correctly. Same thing on the bottom one, you can type in -5 equals
no, negative 5 minus x equals 0. Well, actually, it doesn't let you do that one. This one you have to type in equals. X equals negative 5, maybe? Yeah, there we go. And you can at least verify with your own homework that you got the right answer. So tomorrow when you come in with this homework finished, the one I'm about to pass out, you should be able to, you should check all your answers. You can plug them in and check, and you can also plug them in Desmos and check, and make sure you get the right graph. Anybody else need a homework? Okay.